All right, well, this is the ongoing saga of the Rotten Sea Ray. After the last week of just kind of working on it little by little and, getting far along, quite a ways far along as far as the foam removal and stuff, I decided it's warm today, it's about 65 degrees. It's time to get out here and test this engine 100%, go through compression, test it, make sure everything's perfect before we go any further. I want to make sure I figured that in the budget if I have to do something with the engine. So let me give you kind of an idea of what we got going on here. We got our hose hooked up to the outdrive, which we're going to hook up in a minute. We have the outdrive in the lower position. I've de-winterized the engine. Let me show you what all I got out of here so far. Look at that. What you can't see is my truck that usually is parked there is full of about 6 trash bags of that so far. So I had an idea with my blower. I have a gas blower that has a suck attachment and it chews up the leaves. I wonder if I can get that stuff and suck it through and chew it up into fine powder. Probably ruin the blower, but it's worth $100. But anyway, I've de-winterized the engine, completely put all the hoses back on, put all the plugs back in, checked everything. This engine looks and runs fine from what I remember, but you know how you get clouded judgment when you get excited about things, and I think that's what went wrong with me. But anyway, I'm going to fire it up, run it, get it to warm up temperature. One thing I noticed whenever, let's put the battery cable on here. Okay. One thing I noticed whenever I turn the ignition on is that the oil pressure gauge peaks at 80, so that's something I need to work on. The RPM gauge did not work correctly whenever we're out on the deal, and I read about that there's an adjustment on the back of it that you just go back to 0 and back to 8, and it usually fixes it. If not, I'll just get a new tachometer. But hope we got enough gas. It doesn't look like it. I may have to take the fuel line off and go get my gas can and do it that way. No big thing. We'll figure it out. Okay, here's the first try with the standard gas in the gas tank. I don't think we have enough, but I'm going to try it anyway. See if it fires off. If not, I'll put my little red gas can in there and disconnect the fuel hose. So here goes. I know I took the spark arrestor off and just kind of looked down to see what was what, and you can see there's some water in this gasoline, which is not a huge deal. We're going to get rid of it, but that every once in a while you can feel it kind of stumble, and that would explain it. You see the beading on the primary butterflies right there. That's what's happening. Is it's basically kind of getting a little bit of water down in there and stumbling a little bit. I'm debating on whether or not to rebuild this or not, but it just sort of looks okay. As far as what's all this? Oh yeah, this thing right here, this thing is burping stuff out. Apparently somebody lost the little, what do you call it, rubber gasket that goes on here. So whenever you rev it, this stuff tends to, well, it was full, but especially when we test drove it, I saw it coming out right there. And I've already priced out a new deal there to get that fixed. But anyway, it's something new that I've never seen before, is Mercathode. That's very cool. I guess that's to stop the electrolysis and stuff. This thing sure does have a whole lot more dimaflitures and electricity than my other boat does. But, you know, hey, it's newer and it's got more stuff, so it's just more stuff I gotta make sure I take pictures of when I take it all apart. It still has the typical single connector, but it just has so much more. Oh, the oil pressure's doing something weird too. I think it's probably a bad oil pressure sender. I'm not 100% sure. I'll figure it out. No big thing. Here's something a little weird. Watch when I give it some gas. This little pipe or the water hose starts to twitch. It's a little weird. Manifolds are just ice cold, a little warm, but nothing bad at all. Thermostat hadn't even opened yet. I don't think it's going to on the hose, it's so cold. The gimbal bearing definitely is making some racket. Hear it? So I have to address that when the engine's out and everything. So no leaks, and the oil looks like oil. Doesn't look like a milkshake. Whoa! It's hard to do it with one hand. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's about the only issue I saw. Saw a little blue smoke come out on startup. I guess this engine's probably a little tired, but I just don't know if I have the money. As long as it runs, see if I get a season out of it and save up the money to put a new engine in next year, if that's the case. But it seems to be running okay. It's smooth as silk, other than that one little issue with the gimbal bearing, and also the shifter adjustment's out. It wants to bump into gear right when you start it, so I'm gonna have to get in there and really adjust it this when we get all this stuff done. If I ever get it all done. It seems like a boatload of work. Anyway, that's the story so far. I'm gonna pass this one on and start taking it out. I may even try to get it out tomorrow, I'm not really sure. It's supposed to get really cold weather here next week, so not much work gonna be able to be done outside. I guess it could. I'll just freeze my nuts off. So anyway, that's it for now. See you next time.